as we call it. Caesar's like, ooh. Thank you, Emoji J. And obviously, he's like, oh my god, my face. Oh my god, please, guys, go hit up Emoji J with an amazing favourite. Seriously, he's doing this for me each week. Hey, how is everybody? Happy Easter. Hope everybody's having an amazing Easter or an amazing Easter weekend. Um, we have an absolute jam-packed show for you all, literally. I kid you not. Excuse me whilst I try and get like cat hair off my fingers. Happy Easter! Yes, 100%. Happy Easter, Easter. I know, like, I know there's certain countries out there that don't necessarily um celebrate Easter, but happy Easter to you. And everyone's like now going, happy Easter! How is everybody doing? Hope you're all good, sister. Don't worry about yourself, okay? You always look amazing, regardless. All right, I'm just telling you now, just so you don't panic. Hey, Sunny, how are you? Someone's like bunny egg. Oh my god, really, Seven? How is everybody doing? Hi, Buttercup. What up? How you doing? How is everybody? You'll be fine, sister. Trust me. Hi, everybody. My name is Alice, and welcome to Alice Explains the Unexplained. So, today's show, we have another two amazing guests. We have Sister and Sunny, who will battle it out if unicorns are real and if they really do exist. So, everyone in the comments, as like last week, spam 1 if you strongly disagree, and 5 if you agree with either of the arguments, as well as myself, because we will be the final deciders in whether or not we believe that unicorns really do exist. I hope everyone's excited for this because this is the one topic I've been dying to talk about on the show. So, before I get Sister and Sunny to request the box, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on if unicorns really exist or not. Excuse me whilst I get comfortable. So, as we all know, that unicorns are allegedly a mythological animal that resembles a horse or a unicorn. Horse or a goat. Thank you, Sister. These animals technically have one single horn in the middle of its forehead. Everyone's like, too early for this. So basically, when I was doing my research on unicorns, it was appeared back in early artworks that was also referred in the ancient myths of India and China, but it delves into a little bit more than just India and China. It kind of goes across all European states as well as America, UK, every European country that I've come across when I was researching this. They They are real. It's just not. Yes, Loven. Well, we're going to find out if they really, really are real. So, the earliest description was in a Greek literature of a single horned animal known as the Greek. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. I'm like legit going to pronounce this wrong, so I apologize if anybody is Greek. But it was called a Moncorossus Latin unicornus, which was from the historian Cettus back in 400 BCE. Now, I probably said his name completely wrong. I'm dyslexic, so please don't judge. Who related that to the Indian wild ass that was the size of a horse with a white body, purple head. No, I am not a unicorn, guys. With blue eyes and a cubit long horn on its forehead. I am not a unicorn. I may have purple hair, but I am not a unicorn, trust me. So, as like I say, we all know that unicorns have this mystical creature like magic about them. And no, I'm not just referring to Harry Potter. If anybody doesn't know what a unicorn looks like, they kind of look like this. So it's a horse-like creature with a horn on its head. This is what they look like. Now, I want me to send you the picture. Okay, Emoji Joe, I can. Hold on. I now just have to find you. There you go. Dang, boy. Okay. So, Sunny's already requesting the guest box. C-Star, if you don't mind also requesting the guest box. For those who are just joining, welcome to Alice Explains the Unexplained. We have two amazing guests. We have C-Star and Sunny, who are going to battle it out for their arguments for and against if unicorns really do exist. We're going back prehistoric history here, guys. So I'm kind of excited to find out what they both have found out. Now I'm gonna both bring them both into the guest box. Hi guys.
Good morning.
Good How are you guys?
Tired.
Oh my god, bless you both.
Yes. Good morning though. Good morning.
Good morning.
Gotta get this light right this morning. There's a lot of natural light in my room, and there's nothing with the light.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with Sunny. I think I put you down for 4 unicorns being real and C-Star against. So if we start off with your argument, Sunny, 4 unicorns being real. If everybody in the comments below, hold on, we've also got Emoji J joining us because he's going to show everybody what unicorns currently look like. This is what they believe to be look like, okay? Yeah. So we're going to hear Sonny's argument. Everybody in the chat below, put 1 if you disagree with what Sonny's saying, or 5 if you strongly agree with what she is saying. So that's everybody in the comments.
The comments are hilarious. Somebody said they're a unicorn on their off days. I got you. I understand that.
So go for it, Sonny. What is your argument?
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you all. First of all, good morning, and thank you for the invite. I am into all things paranormal. I am not necessarily into all things unicorn, but I went and my initial research started with someone who is an expert in the field, someone who speaks of them every day, someone who has pictures of them on the walls, have clothes with them, birthday cakes and everything like that. And it was Dr. Leilani Rose is her name. She's 5 years old, but she is a practicing unicorn expert. And she said, Grandma, why are you asking me that? Of course they do. Don't you see? You know? So that was my
Yep.
first person I went to. And I was warned that I was going to get an attitude if I even asked the question, do unicorns exist? Uh,
Oh gosh.
so unicorns do exist, especially in the mind of a 5-year-old. So I'm saying this just to say sometimes things in how we say unicorns are a mythical character. A lot of times things exist for us in that certain realm and it gets us through things. You know what I'm saying? It's that emotional bond we have with them, that spiritual bond we have with them, like people have their spirit animal. So
Mhm.
a unicorn exists to those who want or need the unicorn to exist, even if we go past that part of it into a, and not just on the physical part of it. Unicorns exist. I believe in them to the point, to that point, because my granddaughter has given me so many lessons on it. So I know the unicorn exists. We all have our things that nobody else know about, but we like, oh no, this is something. This is something. This is my go-to. This is my spirit. This
Mhm.
is my comfort. So unicorns exist in more than one way. But I do appreciate when you started with the pictures, because that is one of the things that I have, and
Mhm.
which is where some of the misconception comes in. Let me see if I can get it. These are the pictures that we want to see when
Yeah.
we think about unicorns. The nice, pretty rainbow fairy. That's what we want to think of when we're talking about unicorns. But
Yep.
I think that that is the main reason a lot of us want, especially when we get into an adulthood, we say they don't
Mhm.
exist because we can't let that exist. But this is a more accurate picture of a unicorn. If I can find my picture. Oh, where did you go? Hold on. I got it. I got it. I got it.
For those who are just while Sunny's just looking, hi everybody, welcome to Alex Explains the Unexplained. We have Sunny for unicorns being real, Sister against whether or not they don't exist. Welcome, Magician Bob. I see you.
And y'all believe me, I had this pick up. There it is. I just had to hit the other tab. Oh, and first off, there are 7 known types of unicorns. So when I say about which one, the one we want to believe is, and that's why we say,
Mm-hmm.
oh no, they're not white with this rainbow horn coming out. This is one of the types of a unicorn. And we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to believe that because unicorns are supposed to be pretty and fairy type and that type thing. But when you think about this picture, then it put in your mind a little bit more, oh, wait a minute, because that kind of looks like a what? A
Mm-hmm.
rhino. It's like kind of like a horse. It's kind of like a rhino. So when you put this in your mind, can't you
Yep.
imagine that we had or have something like this walking
Yes.
around? And they are
Yes.
huge. It gave it in the miller, the size in the millers, but meters, but I am not. But this one is a Siberian unicorn. So this one, let's see. And there have been fossils were found recently. Well, not recent, but a lot more recent than we think. Let's see. We have some. Let's see. There's been. Let me go. Let me give you this. The types first off. We have 7 types of unicorn in the world: mountain jewels, water moons, woodland flowers, desert flames, ice wanderers, storm chasers, and shadow knights. So there's 7 different types of them. That's another thing. Huge, 1.8 meters. Fossils were found not too long ago. It was thought that this is something that was way, way back that we can't even consider them even have been into any current time. But it's not super, super current, but like in 1999, there was a sighting. There's been sightings in medieval France. There's been sightings
Mm-hmm.
in, what was the other part? In Britain. There's been certain places where these different types of unicorns have been spotted. So this
Yep.
one, I actually, and I'm all into the kitties, y'all. Look, National Geographic kids. They would not lie to our babies. They would not lie to our babies, not in front of our face and charge us for it. They would not lie to our babies. Okay.
I love
It
that.
was 1.8 meters tall, over 4 meters long, and weighed over 4 tons. It's not the cute little 1 ton mini pony we think it was, but this is how big this Siberian unicorn was found. The fossils were found. It says too, most likely the south of Western Siberia was a refuge for them.
Oh
So
wow.
how many of us are going to the south, to Southwest Siberia and search for them? We're not. Okay. So they are there, but it's kind of one of those things that, like the Bigfoot thing, nobody's really
Yeah.
looking. You got the few people looking, and every
Mm-hmm.
once in a while there's an encounter. And the
Yeah.
encounters are not necessarily taken seriously because it's a childhood thing, and now a
Mm-hmm.
sexual thing, and now even a food thing I found, where they're using the colors of the supposed unicorn and infusing the colors and what they think the flavors would be into food. Let's see, scientists also believe that, okay, I'm going to say this one wrong, Elis motherium, and it has the word mother in there. So Mother is ELASMOTHERIUM. Mother is representative of what? Birth, life,
Mm-hmm.
nurture. Okay, there we go. But it said that it was thought that it died out 3,500, 350,000 years ago until a fossil skull was found. So once the skull was found, they used carbon dating, and the carbon dating actually gave them the time frame, which was still about how many years? I want to say the numbers right. Hopefully, I got it right. The age of the ancient. Oh, I didn't get the picture of it, but I believe it was right about. It put it to be like 25,000, like 29, I think it said, thousand years ago, but it existed. It's just there, and there's the sightings of the fossils. They're finding the fossils. Now we can find a bone, and you can find a bone somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and you can look and say, oh, this looks like it's the bone of a rabbit, or it's a rabbit's foot, or it's this, or it was that. But when the scientists get involved and they do carbon dating, and
Mm.
they can find out what species this falls into, what time frame from the soil and everything else that's absorbed, and they can give it to us and tell us that yes, they existed. And the thing is not that they never existed. There's this beautiful word called extinct. You may not see it. It's elusive to us because we're not in these
Mm.
areas that they refuge at. So they're elusive to us because you hardly ever see them. So they're elusive and they're extinct, but they do exist.
Yeah, I can like it. It's one of them like where obviously a lot of people are on the fence because a lot of people want to believe that
Mhm.
these, like in the picture that Monty J's got up, these horse-like creatures that people kind of want to go see, stroke, pet, and believe that is something that, like you said, 100% children want to like have that. Oh, mummy, daddy, yes, unicorns, do exist, and I want to, I think everybody in their childhood frame of mind is like, yeah, 100%.
Right.
We are in a minute going to be hearing from Star. For those who are just joining, this is Alice Explains the Unexplained. Welcome, my guests. Thank you, Magician Bob. But my guests, Sunny, who is for unicorns existing and being real. Star is going to present her argument for against unicorns. And everybody in the comments and myself, we are going to decipher. God, I can say that word. Decipher whether or not, as a whole collective, if we believe the unicorns really did exist and if they still to this day exist, even if we can't see them currently, Trust me, I'm going to be on the hunt. I will go on a scavenger. I
She's
will
going to
take my
Siberia,
camera.
y'all.
Yeah, I'm going to take you. I'm going to take my camera and we're going to see if we can get some photographic evidence. So, sister, the floor is yours. What evidence do you have to prove that they don't exist?
Okay, first off, she had a 5-year-old. Of course,
I thought that was gonna be funny.
this 5-year-old is gonna come with facts. She's gonna pull out the notebooks. She's gonna be like, "I got this," and I'm gonna be like, "Dang." And I do agree with her because when she showed that picture from prehistoric time, I saw that picture. But when I was doing my research, we have very few single horn animals. When we see the animals today, they either have 2 horns. And I think the only 2 animals that I could think of was a rhinoceros. And there was an insect called a rhinoceros beetle that had 1 horn. Now, the biggest debate too is the narwhal, which, if you guys don't know, was a whale which seemed to have a single horn, which people would call the unicorn of the sea. But research has now shown that that horn is now a tooth. So it's not a, but to have a horse be this mythical creature, all beautiful with the long mane and prancing around, pooping rainbows and making dreams come true, that doesn't add up to me. If they do exist, I think they'll be terrifying. They will be something that we should be afraid of. I don't really need help, guys.
Well, can I rebut?
Yeah.
Literally, I think basically Zita's like saying if she saw
I will
a
debate
big
any topic,
horse,
and like someone in here who says Slavin agreed with me. A 5-year-old is an expert. Is an expert. That's what I said. Dr. Leilani Rose is an expert. But but you have to think about that. You did make the point about most animals that you see have 2 horns, but there's this thing called evolution. There's animals that used to be in the sea and they learn for survival sake. Lungs adapt a different way, the breathing, their skin. There's animals that normally would be in water learned how to survive on land. And then we, as they say for us, as far as like even the caveman depictions, we were hunchback and walking on all 4s at one time. But during evolution and survival and different things, we became upright. So there's even things with animals that have grown, have 3 eyes. There's been different things like that. So it's not unthought of or can't be unheard of to say that it could have initially been uni with that 1 horn, and for their survival sake, for protection in battles, for being able to knock down and get to their food, to forage, to get their food and things like that. During the time, it could have came on and branched off, just like at one time people were only having 1 baby. We were having singular babies. Now we have 2, 3, 4, 5 of them at a time. So the changing of the horn could be something that came. It's a word for it that I can't believe because I only had 1 cup of coffee. But it's been the change. It's the change that has to be made for survival's sake, to be able to adapt to your environment for survival. It's a word. I'll remember it and I'll put it in chat later, but I can't remember it right now. And that could be why. That is my explanation from going from the 1 horn to the 2. Because like you said about the rhino, the picture that I showed of this one Siberian
Exactly like a rhinoceros.
It looked like a rhinoceros.
That makes sense. But if that was what a unicorn could be, and today it's basically what we know as the horse with the single horn, did it go from that massive chubby creature all the way down to, oh, I went on Jenny Craig and now, like, I'm a beautiful.
For a lack of a better way to put it, they're mixed. There's no there's no pure blood, no pure bloodline, you know what I'm saying? So they're mixed. That's my best, the best way I can say that. And you know how, like, I have 4 children. I'm 5'2". So we're going into genetics here. I'm
Yes.
5'2". My children's dad is 5'8". I have a son that's 6'2". I have a son that's 6 foot. I have a daughter that's 5'7", a daughter that's 5'5". I'm 5'2". Their dad is 5'8". So they didn't get their height from us at all. They went back into the generations and got that. So as my children are having babies with other people's children, their children are looking different from mine. So it's a genetic thing. And that's why I said, for a lack of a better way to say it, is that they're mixed, because there's 7 different types of them. And that's why I was saying at the beginning, we don't believe it because we want the white one with the pretty little rainbow thing. That is the, and I'm not going to apologize for this one, but that is monetary gain. That is what that is. So they had to make it pretty to appeal to the masses, to make some money off of it. Oh, we have this mythical thing here, but are children going to accept this? You know, children, the market for children is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. Just like they put all the candy and stuff right there at the checkout lane. That's the reason why. So you can fight with your child. No, you can't get this. Placement. That's why the things for certain genre of shoppers are certain colors. I did marketing for a while. The packaging is a certain way.
Yep.
They have, when they want you to pay attention to something in the grocery store, they don't put it at the top shelf. They don't put it at the bottom shelf. They put it at what's the normal eyesight. So that's what they had to do with these, with the unicorn, is because, oh no, we cannot make any money off this right here. But what if we make it rainbow colors, make it soft colors, make it sleek and elegant, make it that it flies and does all that? Oh, is a market for that. So that's why that's there. That's for the image. That's the image. Yeah. But we got to go back. These are descendants.
So do you think that we're lying to the kids and everybody about these unicorns being these magical, like, loving creatures, when in reality, if we have an animal with a horn, that horn will be used for protection, for probably hunting? In a way, it will be used a tool for them to protect themselves. Meanwhile, we're telling our kids, like, oh, you can go up and pet it and jump on its back, and rainbows and butterflies, and it can shoot magic glitter from the horn. To me, it's kind of like, when you look into it, we're lying in a way.
Well, you know, and I'm glad you brought that up, because, and that's a whole nother conversation. Y'all come to my show for that one. I am anti Easter Bunny. I am anti the Tooth Fairy. I am anti Santa Claus. After a certain age, or not even age, but or maturity. So my children got they got the 411 rather early. You know, on Santa Claus and Easter Bunny and things like that. But if we have to think about the mind and the psyche of who we're dealing with. So it's not that we're saying this is the unicorn, because we as the adults know that there is what we know now, that there are multiple species of it. So that goes back to what I said in the beginning, that emotional, that spiritual version of the unicorn. We're just giving a dressed up, easier to handle version. Now, me, myself, I'm the one, because when I was talking with my daughter yesterday, I said, I'm going to let her see these because she doesn't need to think. I don't want her to think that this is the only thing, you know. So at time, at the right time, you know, we'll ease a new picture in, and they say, oh, this is the unicorn that you like, and da 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 da. But look, Grandma found this is a unicorn too. And this is a unicorn too, but it was found way so far away that you probably will never see it, you know, that kind of thing. So I understand what you're saying about giving them this facade of what it is, but that is not really a facade. That is the man-made unicorn. That is the marketing unicorn.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And since now that it's East, it brings me back to when my parents would be like, you have to go to bed
Mm-hmm.
because the Easter bunny's going to come. And if you don't go to bed, you won't get your Easter basket. And I would look at my mom, and I kid you not, like 5 years old, and be like, okay, so I'm supposed to believe a 9-foot tall rabbit is going to come into my house and leave me candy. Mom, that doesn't compute in my little 5-year-old brain.
Mm-hmm.
But in the whole like unicorn thing, I guess when I was a child, unicorns weren't as popular as they are today because it was the 90s. Like we watched messed up. We were
I'm not
into
even
more.
gonna say what age when it was on mine, but
Okay, I'm just going to stop you both for
And
just 2 seconds. For those who are just joining, welcome to Alice Explains the Unexplained. We have two amazing guests. We've got Sunny for unicorns being real, Sister for against. Literally, we are discussing at the moment, as in the picture that Emoji J has currently got up. That is what we all perceive unicorns to currently look like. We are going to get everybody in the chat to put a 1 for whether they disagree on both arguments or whether they 5 strongly believe that unicorns do exist, or if they agree with Sister that, you know, they might not exist. You know, this is the whole point of the show. We are literally just discussing whether or not we as a collective believe that unicorns exist to this day. So at the moment we're hearing both sides, so it's kind of interesting and by the way, guys, not just you have got to decide the final outcome. I also had to decide the final outcome, and I feel like I could probably lose friends at this point.
but, and I do when I was doing my research too, and the unicorn that we are given is the same shape, look, and stories from like ancient China, India,
mm-hmm.
Greece, the United States, the UK, like all over. It's just like, this is a unicorn. This is what a unicorn is. And that's when it's kind of like you go be like, okay. But then when you kind of dive deeper into the picture perfect unicorn, and then it's like back in the prehistoric times with when we had like woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and all that, they were not cute, cuddly creatures. They were big and broad and kind of scary looking. But then when you go back to these stories, it's kind of like, no, they're beautiful and they can make your wishes come true. So it's like, it's not that I don't believe in them. I don't believe in the cute, cuddly look that we have given them.
That's what I was going to
Basically, the
say. She
picture
doesn't
of the
believe in the
horse is
marketed
basically what you're
version.
saying.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
believe
the
in the
horse, isn't
marketed
it?
version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the marketing version, goes all the way back to the ancient times when you read stories about them, and they all look the same.
But you
So
know, government are the people who really dictate our money, basically. They will maneuver whatever they need to maneuver. If it's something that's going to be, and just think about it, if the picture of like the one that I sent, this Siberian unicorn, if that was the picture that was out, And that's what everybody was thinking. This is how it looks. That's going to invoke fear. Like you said, because they're huge, they're mammoths, they're huge. That's going to invoke fear. And what the people in authority are always going to do is try to maintain that fear, maintain that chaos. So they have sometimes will have to do that just for the masses. But it's just us, we have to go and do that digger deep, because I didn't know before this that there were 7 types. I didn't. I didn't know that there were 7 types of it, but I will be investigating each one. But like you said, in China, and you know, there's a lot of these places where the unicorn actually was like I said, they're extinct. So you know, it will be a fossil basically right now. If anybody found anything, it's going to be a fossil. We might not ever see one again, but they did exist. I saw your finger. Go ahead.
You're bringing up a good point, and I'm gonna bring the difference between like little boys and little girls when we geared something towards them. And you said, because if we bring up a Siberian looking unicorn, it's terrifying. But then how come when we have dinosaurs, we bring dinosaur toys, they look exactly like what the bones and everything, and they're scary looking, and that's like, oh, that's a boy toy. And then it's like the unicorn. When you look at the Siberian unicorn, it's kind of like, well, we want something for the girls, but looking at this, it's not cute. It's not pretty. So how about we have it lose weight, give it a pretty long mane, have glitter and rainbows, and oh my gosh, we are onto something. We are gearing the scary toys towards little boys and the violent toys. But then it's kind of like, well, we need to make our girls dainty and delicate, and that's, if that's how we want our children to think the world is,
Right.
We got a lot of thinking to do.
Yes, that's what I said. That's another talk. Those are topics that I talk about on my show. That type thing. I have 2 boys, 2 girls, and my boys had to learn how to do a budget. They had to grocery shop. They had to cook. They had to clean house. They had to learn how to sew. My girls had to take out garbage, mow the lawn, learn how to work on a car. So I was one of those that made sure it was intertwined.
And that's how it
My girls played football with the boys. The boys did tea time with the girls, you know. So yes, but that is exactly what happens, and that's where a lot of things get mixed up, because like I said, those in authority and those in the money making. And when you brought up about the dinosaurs, you know what I thought about was, there was on the Cosby Show. I watched it a long time ago, and I use this analogy for this scene for a lot of things. The youngest daughter was bringing home a guy she was dating who was like 20 years older than her, right? And Bill Cosby told her, he said, look, he took the lid off the garbage can. And this was the garbage can lid. And he said, now, what's your favorite meal? He said, steak and potato and da-da-da. He said, okay, you got your nice porterhouse, you got your butter, you know, you got your baked potato and your butter and your chives and all that. You got your green beans. What you drinking? He has the drink, put it on there. He said, okay, here's your wonderful steak dinner. Do you want it served on this garbage can lid? It took the appeal away from the meal because of the way it was served up.
Mm-hmm.
So with the dinosaurs, you can tell I'm a mom, right?
Yeah, I so can tell. And it's like, I don't have kids.
The dinosaur wasn't served up to us in an abrasive way. There have been dinosaur bones, fossils, dinosaurs partially put back together in museums since I was a kid. So they introduced, the dinosaurs came in a little bit at a time. So by the time Jurassic Park came out and they got the and stuff going, that fear wasn't there. You laughing at me?
Sorry, it's just the way you. Sorry, it's just the way you said the fear.
The fear wasn't there, and they like 100 times the size of this actual what an actual unicorn is looks like. But it hasn't been slowly introduced. So that's why that fear is not there with the dinosaur, is because you could go to a museum and find a finger bone this big, in a museum. So it was like, oh wow, they introduced it in a way that the fascination for it. We wanted to see more. The kids, it was like, oh, if the leg bone is that big, how big is it? So that made a big difference with that. But the introducing things, gearing things to male and female, I have issue with. So like I said, my girls were out changing tires, changing oil. They had to learn how to change all the fluids in the vehicle before they got a key to the car, that kind of thing. And the boys were in there cooking a whole meal, not some hamburgers and fries. They were doing soup, salad, entree, dessert, whole meal,
Tell them I'm coming over for dinner because
Okay, guys, welcome to the show who are just joining. This is Alice Explains the Unexplained. We've got my guest, Sunny, for Unicorn, Sister against. By the way, guys, it is now me verdict. Oh, I feel like a referee. I have got to now, with you lovely people in the chat, literally, I want people spamming 1 if you completely disagree, 5 if you really strongly agree that unicorns really exist, hearing both sides. I agree that yes, I think unicorns are fantasized and that they are made to be this romantic, majestic, magical creature that if you see one, you're gonna get all your wishes come true. Well, if they do, can they make me win the lottery? Because that would be bonus right about now. Everybody wants that majestic, marvelous creature that is just gonna come whisk you away into a nice land, which unfortunately doesn't exist because everybody knows everything is going on currently in the world. We know it's not that majestic, So if they really do exist and things like that, then there has to be something other than just childhood fantasies and imagination going wild, because we've all been there. And even as children, we've also had regardless whether they're unicorns, we've related unicorns to fairies, mermaids, you name it, the whole shebang. But for me,
mermaids are real, 100%. I'm just gonna put that there. They are real.
Well, you'll hear about this at the end. So for me, I'm not gonna lie, this is a tough one for me. I'm kind of 50-50. I am for and also against, because like everybody's research, yes, the picture, as you can see, it is a horse with a horn. I'm not gonna lie, I used to ride horses. I'm still, to this day, I still want to see a horse with a unicorn on its head, which I'm still waiting the day to see. Unfortunately, do I think it's gonna happen anytime soon? Possibly not. So everybody in the comments, literally just spam a 1 or a 5. I'm borderline. I'm literally on the fence. I don't know. I'm still to this day unsure whether it doesn't matter how much research you do into unicorns, like it even seeing the one prehistoric, the Siberian, I'm not gonna lie, if I saw that, I'll be running in the opposite direction, because I don't want to see that coming towards me with a horn, because that was a long horn. It looks like it could do some serious damage. I would be running in the opposite direction. I'll be grabbing my suitcase and running.
If you believe in unicorns, send Alice the unicorn gift.
It probably should have been
literally,
it's could have been 2 shows, one with the real unicorn and one with the mythical unicorn, because I don't believe in the one with the white and the rainbow. I don't believe in that one, but I believe in a unicorn itself. So
yes, 100% DJ. I think the unicorns should just be left in the battles of Meet Me, and things like that, because at the end of the day, they are kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it's cute gift for a battle, I'm just saying, but it just needs to be left.
Oh, that would be a good battle. That would be a good battle.
Yeah.
fairy unicorn, and a rah unicorn. Oh, okay. If I do that, I'm coming to y'all because I want y'all to be in it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can make some suggestions,
Yes,
but
I
like,
like that idea. Battle of the unicorns.
for me, if we can get today modern photographic evidence of a unicorn, then I'm not gonna lie, I'll put my hands up and go, damn, I am a believer, 100%. Yes, they really do exist. If it looks like a horse, I am so down for a believer. I will even go ride it because I'll be just like, I can be the first person to say I rode a unicorn.
I
would. Yeah, so even if it's a goat, I don't think I can fit on a goat because I think the goat will just get flattened personally. But I'm not judging myself, but it just might just got one of them like 4 legs splat on the ground. But I want to literally, seriously, like I say, I'm 50-50. I'm literally on the fence. I think majority of the people, from what I was seeing of Slaven and I think Emoji J and Tom, I think everybody's kind of like 50-50.
Yeah.
Borderline on the fence whether or not they actually really do exist. So it's kind of been like I say, this topic has been something that has interested me in a long time, and being as a child and having nieces and knowing my friends who have got kids who strongly argued with me for doing this topic on my
Dr.
show.
Leilani Rose.
Believing that
all I can
unicorns
say is when
really
she
do
got the
exist.
5-year-old into this, I'm like, oh man, I'm done for.
I said, you know what? Let me do this like I'm talking about a real professional and realize that let them realize I'm talking about a 5-year-old.
Yeah, Emoji J, I hope you don't mind. I'm just gonna like exit you out because we don't need to see the unicorn anymore. But literally, I want to say amazing thank you to both the guests, Sunny and Seasta, because without them, as always, guys, as you all know, the show wouldn't be possible without having 2 guests. I had to manage. Thank you, Seasta. I had to manage just me and Find Me Nemo last week, where we battled it out whether we thought Nessie was real. Team Nessie won, I think. At the moment, it's a 50-50 for Team Unicorn, whether it does exist. But Sunny, where can everybody in the stream catch you at?
Look, I was in here listening to more. I was waiting. I'm just listening. And y'all excuse me. I have my first official hello everybody. I'm Sunny. Let's do this. I'm Sunny. You can find me on if you go to my info, you can slide down, hit the link on Instagram. I'm SunnyBay55 on Instagram. I do stream predominantly. I am a night streamer for the most part. I start around 9 p.m. Eastern. I have my show is called Taboo Topics. It comes on Tuesday nights, 9 Eastern. We talk about hush hush topics. Like can a woman raise a boy to be a man? Is there one true religion? Marital rape. We've talked about a lot of different things like that. Family secrets and things like that. We talk about a lot of things, a lot of stuff like that. This week, I believe we're having the gentleman is going to be on, and we're going to revisit the topic of can a woman raise a boy to be a man? So we do those on Tuesday nights. I am an admin for Top Badge Winda, and she has 2 shows. If anyone is interested in those, Monday night is the Chopping Block. It's a fun trivia. Wednesday night, she has Friends Exposed, which is a competition with 2 sets of friends. And then I'm an admin for Top Badge Role Model Fresh. Streamer of the year, we have to say that nowadays. And she has Acting Out on Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you want to be featured on that, let me know. If you want to just come by and have fun, just say, hey, Sunny, I'm going to pop in. I'll tell her to make sure she calls on you just to give you a little trial run. We do that. Friday nights, Friday night is my Lego night. Friday night is old school and brown liquor. So, and I usually have a DJ or so in there. If not, I'm doing it all on my own. But a lot of times I have DJs come in and they'll do a set and we just do old school music, anything back from the 50s, the 60s, up until like 2000, 2005, somewhere in there. But you got to have some dark in your cup to drink, y'all. It can be hot chocolate, it could be grape juice, as long as it's dark in your cup to drink. But yeah, and that's why I said I thank you so much. I thought I was going to be a little more recovered today than I was, because I had an auction. My first auction last night was called Age to Perfection. It was 40 and older only were in the auction. And pre-party started at 6 o'clock. Auction started at 7:30. We didn't finish hanging out until like 11 o'clock last night. So it was a really long day, but it was fun. And I do anything for my emoji J. He was in the auction last night. But I am a master debater, love. So if you ever have a topic you need debated, tell Emoji J to hit me up. He know I'll be right there.
And finally, Sister, I know Sister from Magician Bob, but like, where can we catch you? I know you don't stream often, Sister, but where can we catch you?
I actually don't stream. I'm usually a stream jumper, but I can assure you, anytime Magician Bob is live, I will be there. I just want to give a shout out to his show, Beyond Magic. If you guys want to see amazing, mind-blowing magic tricks and be like, how does he do it? Please, please, please favorite him. He's amazing. I love him so much. It's every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, even though he is not in the live anymore. He had to run some errands, but please favorite him. I'm a live jumper. I will be in his live. Sometimes I'm in Alice's live, but always show support to these streamers.
She gets around.
Yeah, I wanted to say something when she said that. It reminded me, if you all have a show, if you have a list of your shows or shows that you would like to help promote for somebody else, send me a message on Instagram. Because that's something that Top Badge, she's a new, relatively new, well, about 4 months in, Top Badge, but her platform, she's making it to support younger streamers. So if you have shows like the shows you all were mentioning, just shoot them over to me with the dates and the times for them. Because at the end of her shows, that's what we've started doing, is just going down a list and naming off shows, who's the host, the time, and things like that. So y'all can send that to me as well.
Cool.
His show's featured. Let me talk to him, and if you want, I'll have him send you a message about promoting the show and everything. But I'm sure he will very much appreciate that. But he's amazing.
A good plug's a good plug, right? You gotta plug a show, you gotta plug a show, it doesn't matter whether it's featured, non-featured. This show, by the way, guys, hopefully if we can get more support, it is in the process with the admins, Chris and Ella, to get this show featured. They love the concept. I know Chris gave me good-ish feedback from last week, considering it was me versus Find Me Nemo. So hopefully we can get better feedback from this week, guys. As I've said, you have been absolutely amazing. But if you do want to literally exit out of the boxes and stay in the chat so you can find out what's happening next week, much love to you both. Seriously, guys, thank you so much. So next week we have Jill, Top Badge Jill, and Jilly Baby coming back for round 2 to see whether or not mermaids really do exist. Jilly wanted to come back for this. She wanted to come back all guns blazing because she was when I did it before, she was so 100% down for mermaids really existing. So it's Jilly Baby's coming back with Jill next Saturday. I'm gonna have a word with Chris to see if we can keep the 10 a.m. slot on a Saturday, because it works out better for me and Emoji J. So yeah, that will be the topic of next week. Mermaids, do they really exist? Guess you'll have to find out. Everyone, excuse me, this is the coffee, so I can sympathize with those coffee drinkers. But yeah, it'll be mermaids. Do they exist? This has been Alice Explains the Unexplained, guys. You have been absolutely amazing as always. Thank you guys for joining. Oh my god, thank you guys for the gift. Sister, Magician Bob, Corey, everybody. Seriously, you've been absolutely amazing. And please go hit up Sister and Sunny with a fave, guys. Seriously, they've been absolutely godsends. You know, hopefully after this show, maybe we can get some more feedback. But seriously, guys, you've been absolutely amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't sleep well all that great last night. I'm having a nap after this. But guys, as always, seriously, much love and hope you enjoyed the show. I'm going to say ciao for now and peace out, guys.